Coming up on today's show, we are talking about being a change agent. You don't want to miss this. Hello, darlings, and welcome to Wake Up and Show Up Live. I am your host, Portia Scott, and this is your daily show, giving you a daily dose of inspiration and empowerment. I'm super excited to see you. Val, thank you so much for joining, darling. Paula, thank you so much for joining, darling. Thomas, thank you so much for joining, darling. It is Monday, or as some people may say, Moan Day. But around here, we say it's Moan Day. We say it's Monday. So how are you doing, darling? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you guys so much for joining. As always, I ask you this. I'm going to let the comments, I'm going to let the delay catch up. I want to know what you are grateful for. What are you grateful for today? I know it's been a crazy 2 months. It's been a crazy 2 weeks. So much is going on, and we are not denying that fact. But what we are saying is that I am going to make sure that I shift even my own perspective. So what are you guys grateful for today? What are you guys grateful for today? I am so grateful for me. I think I say this all the time, for my family. The reason why I'm so grateful for my family is because they keep me grounded, each and every one of them. My husband, my three children, the ones in the house are funny because I get to see them every day. But my son that is in Spain, the reason why he inspires me is because he just never ceases to amaze me with his thought, with his analytical skill, with his love. And so when I look at him, he just inspires me to do better, because I know that there's generations and generations coming after us that have, just thoughts and just ideas that are just light years ahead of where we are now. And so my family just inspires me. My husband keeps me grounded. He reminds me sometimes of who I am when I forget, or when the world feels like it's knocked you down so much that you forget who you are. And so I am so grateful for that. I know that Val says she is grateful for people who love her. I love you so much, Val. I don't want you to go, but I know you got to go this week. However, at least I'll get to see you here on the show, and thank God for FaceTime. But listen, guys, how are you guys doing? What are you grateful for? I love it. I love it. I love it. Val said one of the things she's grateful for is the people who love her. That is so, so important. I don't care what anybody says. Maybe I'm optimistic. Maybe I am I don't know, novice. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm a simpleton, but I just believe that love just is what we need, we talk about love and just the power of love. We talk about the power of touch, and this isn't what we're talking about today. But one of the things that we have realized, that studies have shown, that they have volunteers of people who are not mothers of babies to come into hospitals and to touch the babies, just so the babies can feel loved, especially babies that are withdrawing from drugs because their mother was on drugs. And so it's so very important that we have love, that we were all created to love and to feel love. And so I just believe that that is the thing that's going to conquer so much of the ills in the world. Hello, mommy. Hello, darling. My mommy was the first one to ever say hello, darling. So I actually stole it from her. That's where I get it from. It is actually our term of endearment in my family. It's the way that we remind each other that we love them. Hello, darling. Hello, Paula. You guys, I'm super excited about today. So you guys keep telling me what you are grateful for, because I want to know. One of the great things that I love is to keep in touch with you. And to be honest, I am going to do a better job of making sure that you guys get those texts, that you get those emails. I know you got the text today, but making sure you get something midweek. We do so much on the show, and just in media that I want to be able to bring that stuff to you. Make sure you have that inspiration and that empowerment. So I want you to text the phrase wake up to 31996. That's wake up to 31996 so you can keep in touch with us. One of the things that I always love to do is I want to hear your feedback. I am big on feedback. And so, this way you can actually text me back. I have people that text me back when we text them, and I just love it because we build that community. This week I have some great things coming up about some things that we are rolling out that are absolutely no cost. Is not a sales pitch, is nothing. It's just things that we are doing within the media company, and I'm super excited about it. So let's get into the content, everyone, and continue to let me know what it is that you're grateful for, because as I see those comments, it lifts me up and it also lifts the people up. So you guys know how we do. Whenever someone says something amazing, if I'm saying something that's stepping on your toes, what do we say? Hello, darling. Hello, 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 darling. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, I want to start off with this quote, and it says, "You have within you the strength, the patience, and passion to reach for the stars to change the world." Harriet Tubman. You have within you the strength, the patience, and the passions to reach for the stars and change the world. Listen, you don't have to go outside yourself to get what is innately in you. You may have to just get information or maybe knowledge or some help, but you don't have to look to anybody else to give you what you need because you have it. You already have the strength. You already have the passions. I know over the last couple of weeks, we've seen people really dig into those passions of wanting to change injustice, those passions of wanting to change laws, those passions of wanting to change so many things that we are seeing in our world. And that didn't just happen. That passion was already in you. The strength that you need and the patience that you need to go the long haul to make change happen is already in you. And so I think that's so important because oftentimes we look at other people. A friend of mine, Pastor Antonio Hunt, he said this yesterday. He said, "You are window shopping for other people's purposes." Oh, and he talked about really looking at other people and feeling like, I need that, I need that, I need that. And you have everything that you have within you. And Harriet Tubman said that. I mean, what better person to say that you have the strength, the passion, and the patience to change the world when she absolutely did change the world? And what a time now that we are living in and living through this very quote. And so I just want us to know that, listen, you have everything inside you to change the world, to go in, to do whatever it is. And maybe for you, I know this moment is very critical and we all understand it, but there may be something else that you know that you're called to change, that you know that you're called to disrupt and shake up. Go do it because you have the strength, you have the patience, and you have the passion to do it. And so one of the things I thought about was, we always say this. I always say you may not be able to feed the 5,000, but you can feed one. And so that one passion, that one purpose can change the lives of so many people. And it made me think about a brand that I often I consume their shoes. And so it's Tom's. And I remember years and years ago when Tom's, I don't know if they had just launched, but when I learned about them, they only had like 5 colors of shoes. They had red, black, white, blue, and khaki. The shoes are not like amazing. They're not red bottoms like Louboutin. They're not all of these things, but they are comfortable. I loved them, but more than I loved the shoe and their comfort, I loved what they stood for. They had a value that they were changing the world one shoe at a time. So when you buy a Tom shoe, they give a shoe to a child in need, to a child that needs shoes. And so I thought that that was incredible. It was them changing the world. And when they started out, like, you have to understand that they may not have known who was going to buy the shoe. How was this shoe going to sell? What did marketing and branding look like? Would people even like it? What did manufacturing look like? The reason why I say this is because when we realize we have a passion, when we realize we have a purpose, that oftentimes before we even can get excited about it, we are already inundated about who will come, who will buy, who will like, what will they say, what will they do? It does not matter. Those questions, yes, we answer those questions in a business plan, but but that is so that it gives you strategy. But that's not to change your mind. When there is something that you know you've called to do, and listen, I am talking to myself right now. I am not just talking to you. When you know there's a passion, when you know there's something inside, nope, I may not know the target market yet. I may not know how we're going to implement it yet. I may not have the full strategy yet, but what I do know is that I have everything in me that I need. I have everything in me that I need. So what does that mean? That means that I have the passion. I somewhat have the vision, but I'm smart enough to go and network with my relationships. I'm smart enough to be able to ask somebody for help. Oh, I have the ability to inspire people. So now I'm going to inspire people so that they will come along with me. Oh, I have the financial resources to do it or to buy or to hire, then I'm going to do that. So when it says you have everything in you, it means every part of you. Oh, I'm a comedian. I love to make people laugh. So I'm able to engage. I'm able to get feedback in a way that I don't have to put out a survey. People just want to tell me what they want, you know? And so that's what it means when it says you have everything inside of you. You have your strength, you have the patience, and you have the passion. Everything that you need to change the world, you have in it. When God created you, he did not leave anything out that you would need in order to fulfill your purpose and his plan to impact humanity, to love humanity. And so that's why I just believe that you have what you need. So as we were talking about Toms, you know, at that point, they were just giving away shoes to, if you bought a pair of shoes, they give a pair of shoes to a child in need. And so now I've learned that they've grown from that. So listen, they had the passion to make sure that children were able to have shoes. That was it. That was the passion. Pretty clear, nothing really big in sending people to space. Nope. They just had a passion to make sure that children would be able to have shoes. How did they do this? So they created this company where if you bought a pair of shoes, we would donate another one. So their whole model was around impact. Let me tell you what they're doing now. Now, for every $3 they make, they give one away. As of April 1st, they are giving 1/3 of their profits to help those on the front lines fighting COVID-19. They partner with organizations that are working with mental health, equal opportunities, and combating violence. In the race and in the fight for racial injustice, they are giving people money for this. So listen, what started out as just putting shoes on kids' feet have now impacted millions and millions of people. So what does that mean? It means that whatever is inside you, go do that. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys a quick Bible story, and I promise it'll be the only one. And if you don't like the Bible, it's fine. Just make sure, just think of it as a story. So listen, there are 10 men, right? And they are in bad trouble. They got a disease. They need to be cured from the disease, right? So they go to the master physician, the physician that knows how to heal the disease, right? So they go to him and they're talking to him. And he says, go see the priest. He didn't say you were healed, but what he was really saying was what you have inside you is enough for you to heal if you go. And so as they went, they were healed. What am I saying? What you have inside of you, the strength, the patience, and the passions that you have inside of you, you know when they start to become real, when you go, when you start walking, when you start doing, when you start moving. Nope, you probably don't see the hundreds of millions of people that you'll impact, but guess what? One step, one shoe given to one child has now created them the ability to give away a dollar for every $3 they met. They've been able to expand the impact that they have on the world. Guess what? By doing one shoe at a time. So I don't know if it's writing one page of your book at a time. I don't know if it's starting to just Google calendars and planners. I don't know if it's creating these small meals one step, one day at a time. I don't know if it's speaking up one day at a time. I don't know if it's drawing your designs one design at a time. I don't know if it's looking up to try to make one line of code one day at a time, because you have what's in you, and you will never be able to see the full fruition unless you keep going, unless you start. The sad thing would be is wondering not if I fail, but what if I had succeeded? That is a bad place to be. Failure hurts, but knowing or wondering, reminiscing, thinking about what if I had succeeded. So it is one sales call at a time. It's one thing at a time. And so you have to know that you have it. You have it, my friend. You have it, darling, on the inside of you. And there are so many ways that we can make this change, right? It is the one idea you have to impact one. We always talk about the power of one because sometimes we get so inundated about inspiring and impacting 1 million, which is funny because that is actually our mission, to inspire, to impact 1 million people to take their lives off of autopilot, optimize the power of their uniqueness, and execute intentionally in every area of their lives. That is our main mission. But you know how I do it? One person at a time. So if it's just one person that says, hello, darling, if it's one person that says, I needed this, there we go. That's one person. And one person ends up two, and two is three, and three is 10,000, and then on and on. And so there are so many ways, like I said, to make the change. You know, Tom's core values comprise a caring heart, kind, honest, and consistent. That's it. Those are their core problems. Their core values. A caring heart, kind, honest, and consistent. And so we talked a little bit about what's your life philosophy? Because a lot of times your life philosophy will be the way you show up in every area of your life. I don't care if it's your business. I don't care if it's your family. I don't care if it's at the bank. I don't care if it's in the boardroom. I don't care if it's in the classroom. I don't care if it's online. Your core life philosophy will be the way that you show up in the world. And so you have to decide, my friend, how you want to show up. But I do believe that we have everything that we need on the inside of us. And so if we went to your life, what would be your core values? From this, you can decide the change you want to be in the world. What does that look like? I made a decision a couple of years ago to start showing up. I keep saying this because I needed a break. And so I said that sometimes showing up is slowing down, but that was intentional. And so I try to live my life with as much intentionality as possible. But guess what? I fall flat on my face. But I make a decision that I'm going to make the most of every single moment. If that moment is binging Netflix with my family, I'm going to make the most of that. If my moment is serving in my community, I'm going to make the most of that. If my moment is signing that contract, I'm going to make the most of that moment. Whatever your moments are, be intentional about them. We cannot always see the future or foresee the future. I mean, sometimes our best forecasting and strategic plans can't see. I'm telling you, nobody saw this thing coming. But be intentional, show up in the moments, even when you did not forecast them, even when you didn't plan them. It is in those moments that I believe that we find those small steps that take us to the next part of our journey. And so, you guys, today I want you to declare this with me. Today, I will be the change I want to see in the world. I will take the small steps needed to make the big change. It starts with me. I have what I need already on the inside of me. The burning desire to see change, the desire I need to be part of the change is what I have inside of me. I will reach for the stars and change the world. So, that is our daily dose for today. Thomas said, and celebrate small victories. Absolutely. Celebrate those small victories because they take us to the next part of our journey. Paula says, I declare that, Thomas says, one person Hello, darling. Yes, Michelle says, hey, thanks for this. My auntie says, hello, sweetie. Hi, Auntie Kim. So you guys are amazing. Marat says, hi, how are you, darling? Thank you so much for joining us. So that is our declaration, is that we are going to be the change that we want to see. And we know that we have everything on the inside of us. So you guys, I am signing off. We don't end any show without this declaration. Waking up is automatic, showing up is intentional. Today, I will show up. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.